What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Gakis, and today the brand new Call to Arms event has just gone live within Destiny 2 after the latest weekly reset. This event has never been in the game before, and so in this video we're going to be going over everything you need to know for how the Call to Arms event works and how to maximize your loot. And so let's get started. Alright, the first thing you're going to need to do is head down to Devrim within the tower. So, you're going to load in, you can see the tower's looking a little bit different, and then the first thing I actually noticed was a chest I could grab. And you guys are going to be able to grab this as well, and as you can see right here, it's got some pretty juicy loot. I got 4 tier 5 rewards, and my teammate, who was only like 413 light, got multiple tier 5s as well. I think he got a couple of tier 4s and a couple of tier 5s. Now, you'll notice this is called the Call to Arms Daily Shipment, with the description saying, each day during this event, a new shipment of gear will arrive in the tower for you to claim. Earning more competitor points will increase the size of these shipments. Guys, you can actually see the breakdown of the rewards right here. With 1 point, you get 1 reward. With 10 points, you get 2, and it goes up and up and up. I got 4. I haven't done anything, so maybe the first chest you get is extra juicy. But even if you're just getting one thing, if that one thing is a free tier 5 for logging onto the game and going to the tower, that's still pretty darn good, and it's really not going to be hard to get like around 10 points or maybe more. Already, it's worth logging on. Like seriously, even if this event is an absolute stinker, if you haven't been playing for a while, just log on, get that daily shipment, because oh my goodness, you might get some really good rewards. On top of that, this loot was powerful. That's right, it advanced my light level already. So yeah, those daily shipments, absolutely you want to be logging on just to grab them, even if you're not doing anything in the event, because it's just free loot, why not? Now, a warning, you could say, well, wait a minute, do you want to wait until the end of the day to grab your daily shipment after you've gotten a bunch of competitor rewards? But, you know, I didn't do that and I got 4, so you might actually lose out. Let's say you get to 25, you only get 3 after grinding, right? So, you know, it's up to you. Grab it right off the rip and maybe get 4 like me, maybe get a little bit of a juicer bonus for your first time, or try to grind those competitor points and grab it later. Again, it's really up to you, but even if you make a mistake, there's a new one every single day. Now, soon after that, you again want to talk to Devrim, and you want to actually start the Call to Arms quest. You'll notice you've already completed the first quest step if you did grab that daily chest, but then the other step is activity completed and attuned weapon acquired. So what that means is that first of all, you need to attune something at Devrim. For me, it defaulted to the heavy crossbow, but you can pick whatever of these weapons you want. After that, the activity part is a bit confusing because I opened up my menu, I was like, okay, hey guys, do you want to play one of the multiplayer activities? Yeah, no, they're grayed out. Everything except for cutting edge zone control and the salt mines were unavailable to load into. And it says specifically that for these grayed out activities, you have to complete Devrim's quest that you're currently on. So we actually had to disband and just play the salt mines by ourselves because we didn't want to put on a bunch of new gear for cutting edge. So yeah, just be aware of that. You're not going to be able to load directly into those Fireteam Ops, Pinnacle Ops activities. It kind of makes you do, for whatever reason, just a few activities. So I went in, I did the salt mines, and one of the first things I noticed is that enemies randomly were immune, and I had to shoot these little nearby drones in order to actually damage them. Yes, this is a new modifier unique to the Call to Arms event. So, skipping a bit forward in the gameplay, because again, this is going to come up right now, there are two like special portal modifiers that are by default on, like if you do the match made versions, I believe they're always on, for call to arms. One of them, as you can see here, is going to spawn those drones that make certain enemies, immune until you kill the drones. And the other one is going to make it so that you do bonus damage within 10 meters, but a little bit less damage outside of 10 meters. Now, you can take these off, but as we'll go over later, you may not want to. Regardless, though, I did my salt mines activity. As you can see, these call to arms, like extra engrams, just drop like as bonus drops right to your inventory without you actually going and picking up the loot from the ground. So keep that in mind. But regardless, the quest is going to update. You have to claim the first event rank reward, and then the quest will update again, telling you to complete a daily challenge. Now, all of my daily challenges wanted me to get special weapon kills, but I got bonus progress by using certain special weapons, and all of those special weapons were ones that I could attune from call to arms. So I ended up just using the ribbon tail trace rifle. As you can see, just went into a super easy like creation solo ops where there's a bunch of enemies at the beginning here, and just got that done in a single run. When that daily challenge updated and I clicked on it, then the quest is going to update, as you can see. And I have to go back to the tower and talk to Devrim K to finish up this quest line. At this point, guys, as you can see, when I go to the play menu or the portal, those grayed out activities are finally available to play. So you absolutely want to get this quest line done first before investing further in this event. So let's talk about how the event is going to work at this point, because there's actually a lot of stuff going on. First of all, as we mentioned earlier, similar to Solstice, the featured activities just straight up have bonus loot dropping. They have call to arms weapon engrams. Now, importantly, stuff like the salt mines has one bonus engram, but as you can see for Proving Grounds, you get two. So that means you do Proving Grounds, you get 2 guaranteed drops from the activity, and then you get 2 more call to arms weapons guaranteed, with an extremely high chance for at least one of those weapons to be what you attuned at Devrim K. And also, these bonus rewards are dropping powerful. They're dropping highlight. So my goodness, you get a lot of loot for playing these activities, and you're going to be advancing your light level pretty darn fast by playing these. But there's a different layer to playing these because your score matters a ton. As you can see right here in the Call to Arms event page, if we go down to the bottom, you have like a podiums section where you can see that the amount of score you get in these featured activities, so Coil, Proving Grounds, etc., this is going to be compared to what other players in the game have gotten in terms of score, and depending on how well you did, depending on what percentage of players you're in, if you're a top player, you're going to get points, and these points will give you a bunch of different cosmetic rewards, including that very juicy helmet engram that a lot of people are going to be going for. So this is a whole other layer to this event. You can completely ignore this, go and attune what you want, and farm the crap out of the god rolls. In fact, it's going to be easier to farm if you lower the difficulty, if you put on less modifiers and just run through them super fast and get a ton of extra bonus loot. Or you can slap on every single modifier you can, including, again, those 2 new Call to Arms modifiers we mentioned. Those are like in the bonus event modifier section, so you can add them on top of everything else to get the maximum amount of score possible to go for these high total points and try to get these cosmetic rewards. But be warned, guys, as you can see right here, we did Proving Grounds maximum difficulty. We filled every single modifier slot with a negative modifier. Now, I didn't put on Avant-Garde or any loadout restrictions and stuff like that. I wasn't taking it this seriously. But as you can see, at the end, we were only like top 30%. Like, we did not even get that many points. So that means people are taking this pretty darn seriously. You might need to run with stuff like Extinction. And again, those really specific, you know, old Western weapons, explosive weapons only. You might need to be running every single modifier slot to get the absolute maximum amount of points. And so this is going to be a whole other challenge, a whole other layer of competition to try to get these really high scores, guys. So yeah, just keep that in mind as well. But there's actually another layer to Call to Arms, and that is the fact that the event track is juicier than ever before. For the first time, honestly, in one of these events, I actually unironically care about the event track. Now, why is that? Well, first of all, the holofoil weapons finally have some decent rolls this time around. They're tier 5 as well, so that's kind of juicy. But more importantly, all along this reward track, you get lawless vouchers. So you get like 2 at a time, and again, as you continually level up, you're gonna get more and more and more, but this is what they contain. So for these lawless vouchers, as you can see, they cannot be opened yet. They go to your consumables, so make sure you have room, and they're just gonna sit in there until December 2nd, and the new season launches with Renegades. And then you can open them, and you're gonna get guaranteed tier 3 or higher new gear, weapons, or armor pieces, enhancement cores, and every 4 procurements opened grants a consumable that guarantees a prime engram reward from your next activity completion. So you're just gonna straight up like stock up on essentially new gear. So if you get all of them, then December 2nd comes, the next season starts, you open all these, you're just gonna straight up get, maybe you're gonna get the like blasters, right, from Renegades. That might be a different thing, maybe that they only drop from Renegades, but it's a possibility. You're gonna get, if they refresh, right, if they refresh Pinnacle Ops and Fireteam Ops with new weapons, you can get those day 1 without having to play. And so if there is god tier new weapons, like, these are pretty important rewards to try to get. So for me personally, again, I've mostly ignored these event tracks and the daily challenges and stuff. Now I am not going to be ignoring that. Like, I am going to be going and trying to max out that event reward track. So here's the thing. Overall, you're going to be getting a lot more loot thanks to the bonus engrams that you can attune to more likely get what you want. On top of that, you have this whole extra layer of trying to get the highest score possible for a bunch of cool cosmetics. They're just cosmetics, so, you know, if you aren't able to achieve that, you're not left out of anything insane like an exotic weapon or whatever. And then you have these really juicy lawless vouchers where if you're playing now, you're rewarded when the new season comes out. All of that is pretty sick. The downside is that it is still just grinding portal activities. There is no new activity for Call to Arms, and that's a bit unfortunate. I wish they would have added a new activity and made that one of the like high score things, just so you're not like running Proving Grounds. I mean, Proving Grounds has been in the game for years now. It's just kind of like losing its luster a bit, and that's kind of my main complaint. If they would have added a brand new activity alongside this, I think it would be a lot more positively received. But again, I still think there is absolutely some pretty juicy incentives to play right now. This is one of the, in terms of rewards, like juiciest events we've ever seen, guys. Like, they're throwing rewards at you, especially those daily chests are crazy for people who don't have a lot of time to play the game and like grind out high scores and whatever. You're being super highly rewarded if you're getting like high tier stuff just for logging in the game. Guys, that is going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.